Hello, my name is Matthias. I would like to invite you to my next course in the Future Me Academy website. The course is called High-Tech Music for Beginners, and it's a 15-hour course based on my method of working with Ableton Live and other VSTs and tools. The course is presential. You have to be there to take each class, but the classes are recorded and uploaded to the website every day. So in case you miss one class or you cannot assist, there is the possibility to watch them until, as long as the course is active, you will be able to watch the class. So thank you guys for watching. I'll leave you with a little tutorial video or a little piece sample of one of the classes, and see you there. Serum is one of the best synthesizers ever. If you want to open this, you'll need to get this version 2.86, 1.286, and this is only two oscillators, full-fledged oscillators, but it has two basic ones, a noise one, a sub one. And these oscillators are very, very powerful in the sense that you can add your own waves, you can create your own waves out of a mathematical formula, if you will. If you know how to do that, you can insert this math formula and get your own shape. I don't know how to do that, but it's clearly possible. And you can change things here, if you know what you're doing. It also has a voice synthesizer. So if you put America or motherfucker into this, it will generate the shapes for this, and it will allow you to basically make Serum talk. What other word can we put? Give me a word, guys. You tell me the word. I'm not gonna put motherfucker because it's not very professional. All right, too slow. I'm gonna say papa cuca, la papa caca. Okay, bear with me. Okay, that's too many syllables that are the same, so it doesn't really. I mean, yeah, it says papa cuca, papa caca, but yeah, no. Okay, let's put a butterfly, a Schmetterling. Butterfly. Okay, butterfly. Let's go. Trump douche. Okay, I like that one. Trump douche. Okay, you have to put quote unquote the word so it knows that you're trying to use the vocal synthesizer. Okay, that's too slow. Let's go one bar modulation. Yeah, that one didn't work so well. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. I don't think it's gonna work. It's too long. But if I let's put motherfucker. This I know, cause sorry about the word, but if somebody gets offended, but I know for a fact that this one works. So sorry, that this you can see. Yeah, it does work. So you can have fun with that. It's just one feature. It doesn't mean that I use it a lot, but it's there and it's quite trippy. And also, of course, you can load your own shapes right here from your sample pack, your voice, your synths, your whatever. Where are you? Why did I lose you? Why did I lose you? I think I added the crash somewhere. Did I do that? Oh my Jesus Christ, bro. Let's go and see the undo history. Undo insert device. Pretty sure it's this. So now we are back into the Serum. So if I wanted to add my own shape, schmetterling, yeah. That's such a word for butterfly, you know. So if I load this, it will ask me the frame size basically for this. And it's how many samples it will uh, accommodate in one frame. So that will, I normally use 124, 1024, and this will generate a 14 frame wavetable that, yeah, will be similar to the sound, this sound. With this modulation, the wavetable position, we kind of go through all of them. So there's a few things that you have to do to these guys to make them more the yeah the, to make that transition between the shapes a bit better. It's the morph to zero fun, the what was it, the X fade, so you remove the edges and the clipping, possible clippings, the normalize each. Why does it do that? This is a bug, I think, why it creates so many. And what else? I used to do the yeah, basically these three are the most important ones. The morph, the normalize, so every shape, even the ones that have almost silence, they are put to a higher volume possible, and so by doing that you get more out of every frame, no? Even the ones that have low volume. And yeah, this is a easy way to create your own tables. And there's also a very nice set of wavetables coming with this guy. They have also downloaded the massive tables, so if you want to use massive ones, like modern talking or AI, you can also, what is this, virtual riot? Well, the vowel, the spectral, digital, and analog are the ones that comes by default. This you will find in your factory serum. So in wavetable synthesis, there's two new parameters that will be introduced to our normal or the ones we know already. Is wavetable position, because this is not just one wave, but it's a bunch of waves, a bunch of frames that form a wave. So normally those tables are already a nice, interesting sound that you can make even more modulated, and more FM, and more things, more warp, more things can happen to it. But for example, this is one I like a lot to use from the factory set, because it's a very FM one that has already modulation on it. And as you can see here in this is a visual representation of the wavetable itself. And the yellow thing is the wavetable position going up, because I have a modulation here. If I didn't have this, I would have to do it by hand. So how this modulation work? It's pretty simple. This and the massive X are semi-modular synthesizers, meaning that every modulator that you find here can be attached to any parameter that you see on screen, even the ones here and the ones here, some of the ones here. So any effect that you put, or any oscillator parameter or filter parameter, can be modulated by either the envelopes. As soon as you add the fourth, okay, sorry. As soon as you add the fourth LFO, you can add a new one. And as soon as you add I think 8 is the top, you can have up to 8 LFOs. So yeah, if I remove this, we don't use them, we go back to 4, because it's just more simple to see, just 4. And most of the sounds don't have more than 4. So another parameter that you will find that is new is here is the warp. This will allow you to warp those shapes. Warp in English is like the figuration. So it will allow you to warp those shapes symmetrically to the center, asymmetrically to one side. That will allow you to mirror them. So this will add an extra dimension of modulation to this synthesizer. In this case, I have LFO2 changing this sound. These are 3 parameters, and as you can see, here we have 3, meaning that we have 3 things being modulated. If I hold my mouse here, it will tell you also which are the destinations for this LFO1. LFOs in Serum are pretty easy to use and very flexible, or I kind of find a better word for that, but meaning that they can turn into a sequencer if you hold the shift key, and they will just create square modulation. Or you can use the basic shapes such as saw up, saw down. You can find them here: sine, square, flat 50, which is starting from like the one you comes in when you put the. No, actually, what is the first? Yeah, it's a triangle, the first that comes with it. So we have a nice sound just by doing some weight position modulation and some mirroring. And if I want to make this a bit more interesting, I would put some curves to it and a flat part also, like a part that it keeps the same value flat for a while. So yeah, this is the filters are probably the best part of this synthesizer, and this is where Steve Duda actually hired a different company, Cymatics, the guy from Cymatics, no, Cytomic, Cymatics. I'm an old man, okay? I cannot retain a lot of information. Cymatics is a company from Samples, and Cytomic is the company that did the glue compressor for live also, Cytomic. And this proper audio engineer that did all the math for all these filters. And this is where I think Serum excels, because it's compared to other synthesizers. In this one, you will find a bunch of types, way more than Massive, way more than Wavetable. Wavetable is the one from live. It was included in version 10. So let's go quickly to our book. Here it is. And let's go to this. I made a chart here. So Massive has more. I should include Massive X now, and this one is a bit dated, but Massive has more oscillators. But check okay, I didn't put 1 million. Did I put? Okay, it's not 1 million. I was joking here, but it's definitely more than 12 and more than 5 on the wavetable. This one has, I don't know how many, but it has a bunch here, a bunch here, a bunch here, and a bunch here. And they kept adding here. We have, after version 1.2, they added these comps, all these ones, and the screams. So there's always a bunch of filter types. And this is where the part I think the Serum excels, and it becomes way better than in any of those others that I mentioned previously. Once you've made your modulation, you can always, for example, if you make a modulation and this is in the middle, like it is by default, I don't know if I'm gonna nail this, but when you make modulation here, by default, this will create a bipolar modulation, meaning that it will go both ways. And this is not what we want sometimes, even though it sounds good. If you want to make your modulation unipolar or just go in one direction, you can come here and set the type to unipolar. There you go, just one wave. I like a lot this. Let's talk about these two groups first, and then we're gonna go to the flanger ones and the comp ones, which are super interesting, of course, but we will need a bit more theory to do those. Multi are basically the basic low pass, high pass, band pass, whatever notch, but combining two filters into one module. For example, this is a high pass and a notch. So this cutoff will control the high pass cutoff, but this one will control the notch cutoff. So we can have two modulations in one filter type. So if you want the filter to actually filter all the oscillators, you have to switch this on and enable, for example, the noise if you want the noise to be there. I like the noise oscillator because it just fills all the gaps that this guy is gonna leave open. So if I want the sound to be full all the time, I'm gonna put some noise on it. Maybe with also level, no? So it goes up whenever my LFO goes up. What do you mean, Shriras? Shriras, so I mean, the fat, no, the fat is, this is frequency 2 because we are using a multi-filter. That means that it has two cutoffs per module. If one filter is not enough, you can always add more filters here in this part. Even the EQ and the filter. The EQ can be considered a filter depending which curve you use, but you can add, for example, a little bit movement here. If you wanted to, the filter here is also usable. It has all the same, exactly the same modes that you will find there. Distortion is nice. You can use distortion that goes into the only affecting this range of frequencies. You can make it move as well. I thought you could. Yeah, you can. Phaser is nice as well. Just using a little bit, not a lot. Very moderate frequency changes can be good. And now we have 11 modulations, 11 destinations on this LFO1. This is what makes a good wobble, I think, when you have, I mean, at least it's not a lazy one. A lazy wobble would be just modulating the cutoff of the low pass. That's it. In this case, we're modulating 11 parameters that make this sound go wov and make this sound go shut down. You know, when it's low, when it's in this point. These 4 macros allows. I think there's more than 4. If not, okay, not the same technique as the other ones. It's only 4 macros, and you can set The same way with live, we set a minimum. For example, if I want this to be the minimum and the maximum. So we can have more definition on this knob than we have here, because here we would have to move only this range to be in the speeds that we want, slower speed and fast speed. But in this case, we have much more. You get the idea, guys, no? 11 modulations, 1 LFO. You can do cross LFO modulation if you come here and you set this to the, how was it? Can you do cross LFO modulation? I thought I could. I can do it in the matrix. So if there's something you cannot actually point to, you can do it in the matrix by going here and saying, hey, I want to grab LFO2 and modulate LFO1 rate. So now it's not working because we didn't put this. This is the amount of modulation and this is the attenuator. So we could create a sequence in which this guy modulates and changes the speed of the other one. And what you think about this? I like it. This will give you much more life to your preset, because whenever you put it, let's go to this part. Because the moment you put it and the preset itself has a rate modulation rhythm, then it will give you ideas on what to do with track immediately after putting this, right? Because, yep, the sound itself has a rhythmical idea apart from the sound. I think this sound might not be so good for high-tech music, but it is for the dubstep definitely, and for other styles. And maybe we can use this on a high-tech part if we take some of the bass out, because it's a bassy sound, and we don't need that in top of our kick and bass. But it's not about how useful it is, but it's more about the theory and the exercise itself of doing a sound that has 13 modulations in one into one LFO.